What's good, everybody, and welcome back to Lakers Land. I'm Seven Mitchell. We in the building this afternoon, and something kind of crazy. I want to kind of go over y'all radar. We're gonna have to take out time this afternoon with this one because what was odd to me that I came across my desk this morning is, everybody we talked about yesterday, LeBron being sidelined. You would think the big question out of Los Angeles right now would be um, about Luka, about Ayton, about Reaves, but it's about that fifth starter spot. And the names in the mix are interesting. We got Marcus Smart, according to reports, Jarred Vanderbilt, and Jake LaRavia. Now, to me, each of these guys bring a completely different type of energy to the game. So this afternoon, I wanted us to break it down the only way we know how to do it. I got 5 categories. We're going to do one verdict each, but I want to kind of lock in when we talk about scoring, playmaking, defense, clutch performances, and leadership and impact. How do these guys really compare to each other? Who should actually deserve that fifth spot now that LeBron is going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks? Let's plug this thing into the matrix and find out who really deserves to start opening night next to Luka, Reaves, Rui, and Ayton. I got my boy Bit in the building. Bit, I'm going to drop the link in a few because I'm going to definitely need to get your thoughts on the matrix that we got with these three. But very interesting names for that starting spot. I want to start off with scoring number one. Let's start off with Marcus Smart, who I believe last year averaged 9 points a game, 39% from the field. He shot about 35% from the 3-point line. Marcus Smart to me can score in spurts, mostly off, catching shoots and driving into contact. He's not always looking to score. Marcus Smart to me is more of a tone setter. But next to Luka and Reaves, you don't need a volume scorer. You need somebody who won't kill the spacing on the basketball court. So that's what I think about Marcus Smart when we talk about scoring. Jake LaRavia, his career is 37%, I think, from 3-point line. He moves pretty well without the basketball. I will give him that. He makes smart cuts, reads, and he stays ready to shoot. Um, my eye test tells me Jake LaRavia, he plays within the flow. He doesn't force the game. He can keep offensive rhythms alive with his off-ball IQ. I'll give him that as far as how he blends in well with the starting lineup. Then you got Jarred Vanderbilt when it comes to scoring. He averaged 4 points a game, shot 49% from the field, only 28% from three. A lot of offense that we've seen in the Lakers uniform for Vando, a lot of it has been mostly like putbacks and transition dunks, hustle buckets and stuff like that. He's a defensive first guy. If he hit corner threes, then that's great. If not, the spacing kind of dies. Against certain lineups, I think he's a asset, but then against others, I think Vando being a starter could be a liability. Out the three, he may be the best floor spacer. He might be the best fit next to Luka, Reaves, and Rui, to be honest. Smart, his shot is streaky. Vando killer spacing. LaRavia, he gives you a little bit of balance. So when we talk about the first category of scoring, I would probably say Jake LaRavia out the three for the scoring category will fit and win on my verdict for scoring. I don't know what y'all think about scoring out of those three, but I would go with Jake LaRavia more than likely. Then the second category, playmaking. Marcus Smart average about 3 assists in 20 minutes. I think Marcus Smart, through his career, he's been an elite secondary facilitator. He reads defensive angles very well. He sets the tone in half-court settings. Marcus Smart has a high basketball IQ for a guard. He can initiate actions when Luka sits down. He can play off Luka, or he can run the second unit. So when we talk about playmaking, it's some potential thumbs up for Marcus Smart. Jake LaRavia, playmaking ability. I mean, he's an average passer. He's a quick ball mover. I will say that. He moves the right extra pass. He doesn't really over dribble so much. He feels the game well. He doesn't create a lot of shot opportunities, I would say. So that's kind of a thumbs down for Jake LaRavia. Vando's playmaking ability to me is just limited, very much so. He's more energy based than anything. I think Jarred Vanderbilt can make simple passes from like short rolls, but he's not no creator. He can keep possessions alive with second chance opportunities with rebounds and stuff like that, but not much else. So when they talk about playmaking, y'all, I think my verdict would probably go to Marcus Smart. Am I bugging out? I feel like Marcus Smart is the only true connector and the vocal decision maker out of the three. I can trust Marcus Smart to stabilize possession when Luka's off the ball or trying to catch his breath. BA says the Lakers are about to mess around and have an all Caucasian starting five in the It is crazy. It is crazy. Bit says the best scorer out the three would be Jake. Smart would be the best playmaker. Okay, cool. So we are basically on the same page. Let's go to the third category. The third category is going to be defense out the three. Now, this is going to be an interesting one because Marcus Smart is a former depoy. To me, he's still a lead on ball defense. Into defense. Jake LaRavia, to me, is just the weakest out of the three when you talk about defense, right? His lateral movement, his closeouts, they're too inconsistent for me. He can also get hunted on switches. He needs a lot of help to be able to survive out there defensively, and the Lakers already got enough liabilities on defense on this roster. Jarred Vanderbilt, he's an elite defender. He can guard 1 through 4, switch heavy, crash the boards. He's a relentless motor, high energy. I think Vando was very disruptive. We've seen it a lot, especially in that last game versus Golden State. He's unpredictable. You don't really know what you're going to get offensively for Vando, but as far as defense specific, a lot of energy. I mean, I think health availability would be Vando's only question mark. So who would the verdict go to, y'all, when we talk about defense for the Lakers out of those three? Would it be Marcus Smart? I'm going to just say Marcus Smart or Vando. I wouldn't even put LaRavia in the conversation. But I think Vando would be my winner. I think the verdict would go to Vando for defense because when healthy, Vando changes the game on that end. Marcus Smart brings grit, but Vando, they both can bring chaos. I'm not going to lie. They both can bring chaos, but I'm just looking at the reality of Marcus Smart not even playing in the preseason. He's not 100%. Vando is more healthy than him. Vando clearly caused chaos, and chaos wins possessions. So defensively, I'm going to give it to Vando out the three. Next category we got in the matrix is going to be clutch performer, playoff performances. Who's the best out the three when it matters? When we talk about Marcus Smart, Vando, or Jake LaRavia. I mean, LaRavia don't have a playoff resume yet, so he's still untested for real. Vando got some playoff run, of course, but he tends to get played off the floor offensively. His defense holds up a little bit, but Vando's shooting in the postseason has killed the space and late for the Lakers. So I think by default, when you talk about clutch, when you talk about playoff performances, it clearly goes to Marcus Smart. He's a proven playoff veteran. He played in over 100 playoff games in his career. He's fearless. When you talk about the intensity that he brings to the game, I trust him late in basketball games. He's been in every big moment from the conference finals to the finals, elimination games. Marcus Smart has been through it all. So when we talk about clutch and playoff performances out the three, I'm going with Marcus Smart. BA said he's going Jake LaRavia all the way. You don't need defense these days. All you need is to outscore everyone. Okay, I mean, the game is definitely sped up, so I can kind of respect that. Bit don't trust Marcus Smart when it counts the most. I mean, out the three in the clutch, I'm just going off of the resume. Jake doesn't have a playoff resume, so that boils down to Vando and Marcus Smart. And I mean, Bit, are you telling me that you feel like Vando's sample size of the playoffs have been better than what you've seen throughout the career of Marcus Smart in the playoffs? Because that's the only thing I got to measure. So I'm going with Marcus Smart. He had done a lot of BS in the clutch from memory. Maybe I need to go back. I'm just saying, I don't want to make it seem like Marcus Smart is a go-to guy in the clutch that the Lakers could feel like they got in their back pocket or some type of secret weapon. I'm not going that far. I'm just saying, out of the three choices, these are the three guys that were reportedly this morning in the mix for LeBron's spot while he's out. And breaking them down in them categories out of these three, I just feel like Marcus Smart, his experience that he's had being in all these different moments in the playoffs, that gives him the edge over Vando. And Jake hasn't even played in the playoffs. So that's where I'm at with that one. And last but not least, the final category for the matrix for these guys, I would say, is the leadership, the impact. Out of Jake LaRavia, Jarred Vanderbilt, and Marcus Smart, y'all, who has the greatest leadership or impact capability that can help the starting five with, LeBron being gone? Because this is an element that LeBron has that you're going to be missing. My brother BA says he agrees with Bit. Marcus Smart career is done. He's just collecting checks. Vando is glorified bench playing defender. Oh my. So we got some people doubting Marcus Smart. Okay. I'm going to drop the link in a minute because I want to get some thoughts on this whole Marcus Smart stuff, because I like the Marcus Smart edition. I liked it for different reasons. I felt like just being on the bench, his accountability defensively, he was going to help other people. I felt like that energy is contagious, so it would help other players. I don't know how productive Marcus Smart would actually be in the box score this season. But BA makes a decent point. Bit feels like the leadership, though, should go to Marcus Smart for sure out of the three. I don't know, man. You think Marcus Smart is the leader out of these three? He's a vocal leader. He's probably the most vocal leader. I think Marcus Smart is a locker room enforcer. He's an emotional spark plug who I think really demands effort. And I told y'all he's going to hold people accountable, even the stars. So I can respect Marcus Smart leadership ability. Jake is quiet. I think Jake LaRavia right now, he lets his play for the most part, kind of do the talking. He's more of a follower than a tone setter to me. I haven't seen a large sample size of Jake LaRavia, but, and then that's not a bad thing. He's just not a leader yet. And, I don't think his role would have to ever be that on this ball club, even if he was plugged in as a starter. I honestly, none of these guys can replace LeBron James and what LeBron brings to the court. But when you have to plug people in, you're just trying to figure out what they actually bring to the table so you can mix and match. When it comes to Jarred Vanderbilt, his leadership and impact, I think Vando is emotional on defense. He's not vocal enough consistently for me, y'all, for him to be considered a leader. And maybe because he knows he's such a liability, I guess, on offense, he knows he needs to work on his game more before he wants to be as talking vocally. But, the energy defensively is a help. I think he impacts hustle, but he's not a leader. So I agree with Bit. Marcus Smart. When LeBron James is out, you need somebody that's going to command the huddle. I do believe Luka can handle that well. There's really, I don't believe, a problem of ranking or people listening to each other. So it's not going to be a real need for a leader, so to speak. I think Luka can handle that. But just to have a backup, it's good to have somebody, backing you up. Um, Marcus Smart out of these three, to me, Marcus Smart could rally the troops. Jake LaRavia can't rally the troops. Jarred Vanderbilt, I don't think that Jarred Vanderbilt could rally the troops, to be honest. BA said none of them can definitely bring all the nonsense of Mr. Hennessy. The disrespect for James is warranted. I really can't do a whole lot of kickback. All right. So let's kind of add up our final matrix verdict, y'all, between LaRavia, Smart, Vando to see who should deserve that final spot while LeBron is out. So out of the 5 categories, we had Jake LaRavia winning the scoring category, Marcus Smart winning the playmaking category, Jarred Vanderbilt we had winning the defensive category. So clutch playoffs, we gave that to Marcus Smart. And the leadership, wow, we gave to Marcus Smart. Damn. So according to our matrix, Marcus Smart may not be the flashiest, but he seems to be the most complete player out of the 3. LaRavia gives you the spacing, but he can't defend. Vando, he gives you defense, but he can't space. I think Marcus Smart gives you both voice and he gives you balance until LeBron comes back. If LeBron comes back, the Lakers they're going to need another tone setter, not a role filler. They're going to need another tone setter. I just don't know about Marcus Smart starting, especially opening night. I mean, Golden State is going to try to go crazy, and you can't expect a lot of offense through Marcus Smart. Who's he going to be able to go back and forth with? He doesn't seem like that type of player. He could definitely help neutralize some things. But I like Marcus Smart not for stats, but for keeping people locked in. But they're going to need him for stats if James is going to be gone. So this is a toss-up to me. I know the matrix that we just did went to Marcus Smart. But I don't know, y'all. Maybe Vando is the best fit. Maybe that defensive, but he gives you no game offensively. Let me drop the link real quick if you guys want to join me and give me your thoughts on who deserves the starting spot, the remaining starting spot until LeBron comes back. I just dropped the link. You guys are welcome to join me, but I don't know, man. The numbers, how we broke it down, it seems like Marcus Smart is the best fit. I just like Marcus Smart better coming off the bench for the Lakers. I think that extra time being on the bench is going to help guys, especially guys like Bronny.
Yo, what's good, bro?
Breaking this down, man. Like, what's how you coming with it? What do you think? Is it Marcus Smart?
Um, I think, like I commented in the thing, I think if Jake can hold up to a decent level on the defensive end, I think he'll be the best out of the 3. But Smart is the most complete. I think he has the most intangibles out of the 3. Defensively, playmaking, the IQ, that's all there. But Vando will be more impactful defensively because he has the height and length to
Mm-hmm.
switch out and guard 4 and 5s. I haven't seen Marcus Smart play high level basketball since what, 2021,
Right.
2022. So it'll probably take him probably like 25 games to get everything under control, get into the flow. But All he got to do is play defense and spot up. This is a role he's been playing for years. He doesn't have to be a secondary creator because we got AR.
Right.
And I think that LaRavia will probably take some of the ball handling duties depending on how good his offense is. So all he has to do is play defense and spot up. You can hit threes at a 36, 37% clip. We'll take that. What's good, my boy?
BA, what about you, bro? Who do you feel like deserves to get this fifth starting spot out of the three that were reported to be in the mix today? Vando, Marcus Smart, or LaRavia?
I don't even think this is a question. I think it's LaRavia.
Really?
Yeah, because he don't need the ball, and all they need somebody to spot up. Vando, he is out. He out the door. Come off the bench. All you gonna do is play defense, and you're gonna ruin the offense. When it comes to Marcus Smart, he's 90% of his career he's played on ball because he needs to be a playmaker. That's his game. Play make and play defense. Um, for him to be on the court with AR and Luka at the same time, starting out the game, I just don't. I don't see him fitting. And similar to what Bit just said, that we talking about a guy that hasn't played high level basketball since he left. Since he left the Celtics, and then on top of him
Right.
being with the Celtics, his last year with the Celtics, it was a huge decline in his game.
Let
So
me ask you this, BA. Not to cut you off, but let me ask you this. When you have a situation like this to tackle, and you have three options like LaRavia and Vando and Marcus Smart, you have to plug them in. Do you necessarily look at who's the best player basketball wise, or do you feel like you have to go with who best gels with the starting five lineup? What's more
that,
important, the best player
that's a
or
good.
the best gel?
That's a great question. I've always been, what's the best fit?
Okay.
Um, a player could have the most intangibles, could have the most upside, could be the best, better overall player, but does he fit with the rest of the other four players on the court? Especially when you start talking about starters and Marcus Smart specifically, I just don't see him really fitting with. I don't see him becoming a spot up shooter unless he's been working on his jump shot.
I mean,
And
he had to
another
do a
thing,
lot of that in Boston, though. So I think that'll be easy for him. It's just, can you hit that shot? I
But
don't think.
he
I don't
wasn't
think
cashing
that.
out though. He was not cashing out.
Yeah, he wasn't cashing out, but we don't need him to be a cash out shooter per se. You feel me? He's not gonna get that many shots anyway. So him relying on playmaking, we don't need him to do that anymore. He could do it at certain points of the game, but all you need to do is just play defense and spot up. But I agree with BA. That's why I said if Jake can hold up to a decent level defensively, he's the best option out of three because he'll give you around 10 points a game. He can switch 1 through 4. So
here's my problem with Marcus Smart, and maybe both of you fellas can elaborate on this. LeBron James plays the three or the four, give or take whatever position. I mean, he could play all five positions, let's be honest. But if Marcus Smart was to replace LeBron in the starting lineup, what does that do for the entire lineup as a whole? Because you now have what? Luka, Austin Reaves, and Marcus Smart, Rui, and Ayton.
I mean, everybody know they role. Rui know
You
he's gonna
like
be.
that though? I mean,
I mean,
I'm
I
not
don't.
sold on Rui playing the four. That's my problem off the top.
I mean, he been playing the 4 the last few years. It's been him and LeBron
Going
interchanging.
back and
So
forth. Yeah, but
yeah,
he has to commit to the four if you bringing in Marcus Smart, right? You can't he can't play the wing. Rui got to play with his back against the basket pretty much all times when you got those other guys on the court, right?
yeah. So I think that'll be better for him because that's his game anyway. He can't create for himself. We've seen that for the past 3 4 years, his whole career basically. So the 4 is more natural for him. I think Smart playing the 2 3, that's natural for him too because he's always had to guard bigger players. He's been good at doing it too. So that wouldn't be any a problem. I don't think that's a problem for anybody in starting lineup because everybody know their roles. Luka is the offensive creator, the engine. AR is the second option. Rui is the third option.
BA,
DeAndre Ayton, until he asserts himself and shows what he's gonna do, then we don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. That's my problem with the starting lineup.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, I don't know how aggressive he's gonna be. We don't need you to be a defensive stopper. We need you to be a double double machine.
So BA for the starting lineup, who's the best defender to complement this starting lineup? Is it Vando or is it Marcus Smart? Because they both elite defenders, but I feel like Vando, because he's a front court player, the Lakers need as much front court impact and presence as possible on the glass and all types of stuff. So who do you think is best fit defensively in your eyes, BA, out the two, Marcus Smart and Vando, both who are good defensive players?
I mean, I can't. Marcus Smart is a former depoy, so it's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to say Vando. And I think when it comes to defense, yeah, I would definitely have to go with Marcus. But I don't know. Like it's still up in the air with him because I haven't like I said, like we haven't seen him play at a high level um, on a team where they're really trying to win in a while. So I don't know. And Vando specifically, I don't think Vando is a great defender like a lot of people think he is. I think that he just hustles, and I think people get hustle mixed up with great defense. So yeah, I would have to go with Smart.
Now, BA Jake LaRavia, he provides the best spacing numbers. Like I said, he shot 37% from the 3-point line, yet he struggles defensively. When you're in a Luka led offense, is shooting more valuable than defensive consistency?
Yes, in
Okay.
today's NBA, yes.
I say yes and no, because to a certain degree, it just depends on your matchup. Like when Luka was in Dallas, he had switchable defenders and two solid big men that was rotating in and out of the lineup. So when you're not hitting threes, you were getting defensive stops. But I feel like this year it's gonna be more offensive heavy until we get our full team back. So
Now,
I
Bit,
lean more towards the shooting.
I said earlier that Marcus Smart has more playoff experience than both LaRavia and Vando combined. Does playoff resume outweigh the current fit when you're trying to determine who starts in the lineup?
No, no.
Okay. So
Your
you got
playoff
to go with
experience,
what fits the lineup.
yeah, especially if throughout the season it's showing that that lineup or lineups with Marcus Smart aren't the best.
Now, BA, you talked about Vando. I feel like Vando was his defense was elite before the injury, but his offense, he was 28% from the three. It killed spacing in a lot of games. Can a non-shooter BA survive in this modern Lakers system that's built around Luka and now that you got Aiton? Can you put a non-shooter in that lineup and it make it work for some type of advantage?
Nah, nah. If you playing with playmakers like AR and Luca, nah, they need somebody. They need a spot up shooter. When everything collapses with them, they need balance on that floor.
And that's another thing too. Vando, he can't play the four with Deandre Ayton on the floor, so he's basically another small ball five. Well, not really small ball. He's basically another five. When we get on offense, they're gonna sag off of him. So that's basically playing 4 or 5. So what I've seen from Vando in the preseason is if he's not gonna shoot it, he's immediately attacking. Looking for a shooter, probably a dribble handoff or just attacking the rim. He has to play that Draymond role where I get the ball. If I'm not gonna shoot it, it's immediate dribble handoff or I'm attacking the rim. And that's where I've seen Vando make some improvement. He's being more aggressive. Whether he finishes the layup or not, I want you to be aggressive. We know you're not the greatest shooter, but if you're not gonna shoot, just go into immediate action.
Before I end the stream, I saw this trade that went across and got approved in the machine. Is this something that y'all would entertain, bringing Andrew Wiggins over to the Lakers for Rui, Maxi Kleber, and the draft pick?
Nah, I wouldn't entertain that.
For why not?
Because I feel like Wiggins, he's where like he needs the ball. And where do you fit him in the offense with LeBron, AR, and Luka? And then, not to mention, now this is going to be the first time in a the first time since AD left that you're going to need to really feed your big man, because we know DeAndre Ayton is not going to play well if he's not touching the ball. He's going to quit. So I don't think Andrew Wiggins is. I don't think he's needed on this particular team.
I don't think it's bad if the move got made because this would be the role he played in Golden State. He was playing the third, fourth option behind Curry, Poole, Clay. He was just outscoring Clay because Clay was having an off year. So it would be the same thing with Rui. He just a switchable defender, but Andrew Wiggins can create an ISO. That's really the in his defense. I say his defense would contribute more than Rui's, but I don't really see a major upgrade other than ISO scoring and creating.
Oh, jeez. I forgot Max Kleber is on the squad too. Is he
Yeah,
healthy this year?
you can say, but we haven't really we don't know what type of player he is. Let's be honest, because since he's been in LA, we only seen him on the court one time,
If
so
he's
he's
healthy,
expendable.
if
If
he's
he's
healthy,
healthy,
oh my
my bad,
gosh,
BA,
bro.
go ahead.
No, if he's healthy, man, you talk about that unsung hero. He could be one of those.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
6'10".
I think so too, cause especially because when he was in Dallas, he wasn't a horrible defender. He was average to good at best, in my opinion. He could switch out, solid, moving his feet, can knock down a three. So yeah, if he's healthy, that'll be a sneaky good rotation piece. But he has to be healthy.
LA is giving up too much for this deal. If you're bringing in Wiggins, it's a win now situation. And with LeBron being out, if this was to happen sooner than later, I believe Wiggins could have a positive effect right now. It could help, but how much? Because you are losing Rui, which you really kind of need. Um, if you're going to swap them out, you need LeBron to be there. You don't want to swap them out and still don't have nothing to help the void of no James. And then once James come back, like Bit said, it's the same thing between Rui and Wiggins. The only difference is you're paying Wiggins an extra $10 million. When Rui is off your books after this year. So I think it would be a win now move, but you had to get rid of Maxi Cleaver. You got to get rid of a draft pick. Now, I don't think it's worth it. I would just stick with what you got.
Yeah, next year. I think if they were to do that, this will benefit them more next year than it would this year
You
when
think
LeBron's
so?
gone.
Because wouldn't they have to rework? You think that would work for his contract?
For
You
who?
think for Wiggins? Because if he comes next year, he have a year left. Then he have to re up on his deal. You think he would
Yeah.
take less to stay on the team?
Um, I think that's a great question. I think that he would, depending on how he plays, depending on how he would play for this particular season or whatnot. I mean, next season, if this were to happen, if he were to play well, which I believe that he would play well, uh, assuming that LeBron's not going to wouldn't be on the team, um, then yeah, that would have to be a big decision to make, and I think he would take less money to win.
I think if he did come, his confidence would be high because he would be getting touches, playing good, scoring the ball. So if LeBron did come back this year and they had made that move, I think Wiggins like mentally is like a little bit tougher than Rui. So I think him playing through missed shots and mishaps and stuff wouldn't bother him like it does Rui. But yeah, if he were to come, I think he would take less too to stay on the team, especially with Luka.
Hmm.
And plus, he plays well. The thing I like about Wiggins was I like and I hate about him is when the magnifying glass is not on him, he plays well.
Yup.
Win, lose, or draw, he can miss 10 shots in a row and the tabloids won't have his name in it.
Yeah,
So,
he'll still go out there play good defense. Like that 2022 run from him showed me something like okay, okay.
Facts.
That's your role right there.
Who's the worst player on the screen, yo? Before we get up out of here, who's the worst out of these players?
Magic,
It's Magic.
easy.
Here we go. Here we go.
You
Who
know,
you got, BA?
you know it's Mr. Hennessy.
Come on,
You,
BA, stop
you think
bullshitting.
LeBron is the
For
worst
one
out of these
time,
five?
let's be serious for one time.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yo, I still think it's Mr. Hennessy, and then a close second is Magic. A close second is Magic.
There's no way in hell. No
I'm with
way
Drip
in
Show.
hell.
I'm with Drip Show, bro.
You taking Magic over Tim?
Yeah, I'm taking Magic over Tim Duncan for sure.
No sir.
No,
No
sir.
I'm
sir.
not, I'm not taking Magic over Tim.
No sir. It gotta be
Mm.
Magic, bro.
Yeah, not everybody could
Two-way,
have
two-way
James
impact
Worthy.
to Timmy, two-way impact to Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. Man, come on.
Not everybody could come into the league with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his prime, and then further down have James Worthy come in. Like, come on, like
Then have
that doesn't happen.
then have Michael Cooper and AC Green. Hey, go guard him and guard him too.
Right, right.
Exactly. No disrespect to Magic because he's my guy. You
Yeah.
feel me? One of the greatest, but on that list, nah, that don't happen unless you're Cooper Flag, possibly.
In
If this
2026,
happens,
James
bro,
will be 42 years old. His potential salary will be 58 million next year if he's still on the Laker books. BA, what you think about this right here?
I mean,
whoa.
I feel like he is whatever money he gets is well deserved. I'm not gonna hate on his pockets. I can hate on his game all day, but I can't hate on his pockets because he's done so much for the league as far as being a face, even if it's been for
Nah,
horrible
BA,
reasons.
nah, BA. I'm not gonna let you get off with this.
What? I'm
Hell
giving
no.
him his props. You get your
Hell
money.
no. Your last year on the Lakers, you do not need to be making no damn 58 million. Just like this year, you did not need to take that full fucking contract. You complaining about not getting help in this and this and this, but you gonna take maximum salary. I'm not
Yeah,
Will
trying
we
to
see
hear it.
LeBron James play in a Laker uniform ever again?
No
yeah,
sure.
You
yeah.
believe we will?
He gonna play this year.
You
Yeah,
After
this
sure?
this
year.
season, yeah. After this year, no.
Yeah, it's
This is
over
last
with.
season.
They ain't even want to get him an extension. It's over.
$58 million. Like I said, if he get it, salute to him. But I don't think they're gonna give him. I don't think they're gonna re-up or anything unless he comes back and he's like, "I'll take 5 million or I'll take 10 million." And even then, this new regime in the front office is they don't want him there. They've already shown it. This is why he's acting the way he's acting now.
And on top of that, I agree with BA. You deserve your money, bro. But come on, gang. It's year 24. You do not need 58 million. If you really want to go out with a bang and contend, why would you take 58 million from the team to not be able to make any moves? It don't make sense to me. I understand you want your money, bro, but you gonna make that off the court. You just finesse the whole world with a Hennessy ass. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, not to mention the way that him and Maverick they're about to possibly put the WNBA out of commission.
Yep,
That's
start
that
their own
new
Euro
league.
League.
Really?
Exactly. So yeah, he getting paid. He getting his money off the court. So I don't know
Too
why he
late.
needs it
Come to
on.
the team, be like, bro, I want 30 mil. I want 40 mil. 30 instead of 58, man. That's damn near 60 million. You can't do nothing with that. You can't get no role players. You can't sign no vet minimum contract.
Yeah, you locked in for real with that. You definitely locked in. Dripso says Lucas told the team, "I'm the captain now," and gave him all Jordan.
No
I'm the
cap.
captain now.
They out there rocking
Yeah,
them Team Jordan ones.
I see. Shit is
Hey,
real.
scary. This team is I believe is going to be really, really good. I think the Lakers will be a top four seed. You feel me? And
Really?
yeah, I think they're gonna be a top four seed. It all depends on the only thing that's not for certain is the LeBron aspect. I know he's gonna come in. He's LeBron James, but he's showing like I don't know if he comes in and he decides to take that back seat and actually shows like that he really cares about winning this year specifically instead of like being in his feelings about whatever's happening like off the court or behind the scenes.
Right.
Y'all will do very, very well. But if he comes in with an attitude or I'm still the king and all of this other stuff and winning doesn't really matter to the fullest extent with him having to be in a driver's seat, then it's gonna be some issues.
An attention grab is to tease the second decision. Everybody's going to tune in and see what you're doing. It's going to drop at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. I think Hennessy broke it like an hour and a half early. I don't know. I was busy doing my show. But you went so far as to even use the same language in the commercial of your interviewer ask you, where are you taking your talents to? You know, I'm taking my talents to Hennessy VSOP. LeBron ends the commercial by saying, I like my decision. Man, that is weak. That is lame. That is sorry. That is cheap. That is undercutting a moment of moments in your career.
Here we are. He's going to be 41. He's in his 23rd years. Stat padding his way to ignorant folks out there thinking that's going to make him the GOAT over Jordan, not realizing that most of the stuff it took him to do in 20 plus years, Jordan did in 13. We're going to look at all of that stuff, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm telling you where the hell I stand.
I hate when people say that. I hate when people say that. Jordan did it in 11. He didn't do it in 13. He did it in 11.
Interesting. All right, man, I am out of here officially. Shout out to my brothers BA and Bit for joining me for today's conversation. If you guys are checking this out on the replay, be sure to let us know who is the best fit for this final starting spot out of LaRavia, Marcus Smart, or Jarred Vanderbilt. We did the matrix. It seems like Marcus Smart is the best fit according to the matrix, but maybe not so much. Shout out to my guys again. Make sure y'all go subscribe to get your bars up. Media on YouTube for my brother BA. I'm 7 Mitchell with Lakers Land. Big up again to my brother Bit. I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the next live stream. And don't forget, tomorrow is game day, Lakers versus Warriors. We will be live streaming the game in our playback room. So I'll see you guys tomorrow live in full effect. Be safe. I'm out.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Lakers Land podcast with 7 Mitchell. If you rocked with the show, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a review wherever you're listening. Join the conversation on social at Lakers Land Show and tap in for daily takes, polls, and more. Until next time, stay loyal, stay loud, and always stay Lakered up.